Alright, I'm doing well enough to continue. We are ready to play more for some time tonight, so let's get started. So, we were last time at the last chapter of the single player mode campaign story mode in Battle for Zendikar, so we have the final part remaining, so let's go for that to start with today. Thanks to the cover you provided, Chase and Nissa were able to align the hedrons and trap Ulamog, but suddenly fresh waves of Eldrazi rises up from the depths of the sea. They are everywhere, there's no time to plan, you have to fight. Alright, but then we fight more Eldrazi. Unsurprisingly. Right, how does... we have color. Now all three planeswalkers are together, unlike previously fighting them, so now we have a three color deck in turn. And we also have a viewer, so of course they get a wave. Also welcome to the stream, and always glad to see viewers. Feeling now well enough after a bit of headache tonight and resting, so we are playing MtG at least for some time tonight as intended. So in that respect, let's see what kind of starting hand we have on offer, and are we going to play with that. So we have color clearly, and we have one dual 2-drop creature, 3-drop creature, converge. Alright, let's try with this. It does have many good elements in it, including the color, so let's see how aggressive the opponent is. At least not terribly so, as we already are getting to drop creatures, so this doesn't look too bad at all this far. Alright, we actually even have a four color deck, so it's now matter which color we play, not really, as we have the white and the green out, so right, better to put another creature out first and then the wall eater, as then we get more stats for them. Now we can also attack, and considering there's nothing out on the opposing side, we are certainly attacking. And to really offset things, they have 30 life, so at least not easier. Alright, another green. Nothing out yet, so alright, then we can now play blue, which of course helps also with the united front in the near future. Let's play the wall eater gains. It's equal to, so we are not going to get more colors out anytime soon, so let's play unified front now. plenty of first strikes gained. Multiple instances of first striking are not very... Now we get to attack with both, still not much else out, so at least starting to get better, look better with the head start when we consider the 30 versus 20, as we are starting to whittle the difference down at least. Right, next turn we also get the War Leader out. And then would be nice to draw something new, as we are starting to run out of tempo. Unless we draw more things. Play more land, and then we have the... Right, and there's the battlefield. We should be... because this also takes green, so we can't quite yet play both this turn, so... would get a bonus for the creature drop, but we drew this only now, so let's play the War Leader now, so it's ready to attack next turn. 7/7, so that should put some speed into things. Can we give it haste? That would be nice, but no, it has only first strike, vigilance or trample, and none of those helps us with summoning sickness, so that is not really very helpful here yet, but it's 7/7, so promises a lot for next turn. Alright, attack step, and nothing to attack us, so we certainly are attacking with all. The blockers do not really matter, especially as we have the services of the 7/7 as a blocker, so now they are starting to really hurt. It's 8. So they need to start finding something pretty quickly. They have a handful of cards, but only 2 lands out, so if we are lucky, they are in mana screw, and we are actually beating the Eldrazi with some. Right, Canopy Vista, now we get to play next creature. Everyone gets first strikes, and certainly we are going to boost that. Then we actually get to attack with everything, so there's still nothing out, so attack with all, and now they are starting to be in considerable trouble, because it's actually we win. It counted right, we win. Yes, that was kind of one-sided, but for sure Eldrazi for once took a hit. You've given this battle your all, indeed, and unfortunately Ulamog didn't give much, repelling the Eldrazi long enough for Jason Miss to assault Ulamog with intense blast of power. If the 3 of you can hold on for another moment, you'll have won. That's when you feel the land shift beneath you, so it wasn't at least yet. Apparently, that was though all the chapters we have to this, so let's continue then in Oath of the Gatewatch, which is the second part of probably sequels into these rather than like we won the 5 in this now and move to the next part in that respect. So let's continue to Oath of the Gatewatch and see. So so we have more. Five more. Let's start with the first one. Of course, all are still unlocked. There's no rewards or anything. It's kind of shame. Planeswalkers Gideon, Chase and Nissa have trapped Eldrazi Titan Ulamog using a Field of Hedrons, but the trap breaks open unexpectedly and the second Titan Kozilek first spawns from beneath the earth. As Eldrazi Titan they spawn 4 into the city. Sea Gate, there's again apparently a bit missing. Nissa and Hawk Comrade trust to its defense. This is like a lot like XCOM. If things can go wrong, they'll keep going wrong, apparently. Of course, with the Eldrazi. Not totally a surprise. Alright, kind of not the best hand ever, or even close. We have like land, and 2 rampant growths. That's kind of not going to really be the hand we will be starting with, would say immediately. Oh, hello there, Camu. Great to see you. And we just won the final fight of the previous battle for Zendikar part, especially because Ulamog did pretty much nothing. Played 2 lands and then just sat there, handful of cards, so yeah, we played this already last Tuesday, the Magic Duels, the predecessor to Arena. We are currently playing the single player modes. We just finished Battle for Zendikar and now are starting Oath of the Gatewatch, which is like the starting hand for the first single player story mode part in Oath of the Gatewatch is kind of like, would you take a mulligan? I would say so. This is kind of like worst starting hand we have really gotten in the whole game this far. It has only land and land fix, so it's like we would also like some spells to play, maybe. And indeed, you get a wave and we play more, at least for some time, as started a little bit later than intended, as rested some to get rid of headache, and now actually pretty well, so we are playing at least for an hour, if not hour and a half, also tonight. So welcome, and let's take a mulligan, as that indeed is not the most desirable hand ever, unfortunately. So let's draw a new hand, and now we have 2 land, 3-drop creature, 5-drop creature, 6-drop creature, prey upon, and rampant growth. And because rampant growth gives us the land tapped, and we have 2 lands, so practically we have 2-drop land. So let's go with this, as we next get 6 cards, and it's probably not at least better tempo, so though we do not have immediate creatures, we have good creatures, so let's try our luck with these. Right, and more really expensive creatures, like how about a 7-drop? Of course it's 7/7 trample, but still not like the fastest hand ever. Not. So they have at least 2 colors, we apparently have only 1. But keep drawing, like how about another 7-drop? Resources are like almost ready, but those kind of expensive. What would you like? A forest, or forest? Let's take that forest. There we go. Now we next turn get to drop a creature, so hopefully we'll draw more land one of these days. Opponent in turn is also dropping a creature. Devoid. Haste as long as control another colorless creature, so no haste. Alright. And 2-3. We get to drop. Right, we get to drop fancy. 4-4 even. What's special with this? Trample. Whenever we cast a spell gets +1/+1. We still have time to start boosting that, but it's kind of not very fast way into things. Still, let's start that out, because still at least imagining that we do have the time. Prey upon certainly isn't going to help us now, because we could prey upon to fight creature, and we have 1/1 to fight 2/3, so not time for prey upon. Alright, second main phase, that we have much to do. Nicely, this has trample though. 1/1 trample isn't much to speak about. We just take the damage. There's not much to do yet. Right. Devoid. When enters the battlefield, Eldrazi Scion. Sacrifice this at 1 colorless. Alright, and it's also 2/3, so. Oh yeah, it's whenever a player casts, so that's actually pretty powerful. It also grows on opponent's turns, so. Landfall. Yeah, the usual grazing glade heart that was source of quite a bit of life back in the day. Yeah, fortunately doing better, so not too bad at all now for some MtG also. Right. And it went directly to attack. We would like to still play main phase. We wouldn't attack anyway, so that wasn't much of a loss. Now we have main phase, so let's play the big critter now. So we have a 4/4 out. More land would be a pleasant surprise. Right, now we are starting to have like viable blockers, 4/4, 3/3. And if they keep playing cards, this keeps growing, so we are starting to have at least a viable strategy. They most probably are not going to attack, as we now have actual nice blockers out. While aggregates, devoid. Number of colorless creatures you control, trample in chest, so we also mill the top of library into exile each time we get hit by this. Alright, devoid in chest. Draw a card, discard a card, so it's mostly a bit of a fix if that goes away. More land, very good. Alright, this would have been a little bit more useful with the landfall first, but it's like 2 life, so we are not losing too much. And now that we have cast yet another spell, that would be useful as we get to shoot this out so it doesn't get any bigger. So let's do prey upon and fight. Good. Even if they block with everything, they get only, but this is damage, so we are going to skip attack this turn. Cryptic Cruiser, devoid. Alright, so they can use cards in exile to tap creatures 3/3, so it's not too bad. More land, good. So we are gradually getting our very expensive creatures, and certainly we want to grow that. Right, now we get the Hydra out. Trample whenever land enters. Alright, that will grow pretty fast, as it will get 2 counters for each forest. And once we draw more land, and that also grows. Now let's count. So we have a 9/9, and if they block with everything, here's 4 damage, 7 damage. So it's pretty much like we could attack and it would be all or nothing in that sense. Of course, emptying their board at this phase would be a pretty nice result. So let's attack with the 9/9 and see if they take the bait. Yes, none of this matters because we get everything. Right, this stayed. Nothing else did, so actually that was a really good result. Pretty much a board wipe. Their hand is mostly empty, so we are pretty much on the top. We have the landfall ability also, so this immediately grew into a 7/7. So now we can raid with the 7/7 and 4/4 because there's only the 2/3 to even attack. So they have mana and they have a single card, but if it's something that breaks our creatures, then we have to take the chance to maintain momentum. Yes, they are down to 9, and now we can actually cast the Wurm, so we are starting to be really in the lead as we get another 7/7 out and gain 7 life. More land, so also the other worm grows. Then play again on another 7/7 and gain 7 life. And at this point it's mostly academic as we just push everything out and they expire. There we go. The planeswalkers fend off the initial wave, but the assault is relentless. Hundreds of Eldrazi descend as the Titan Kozilek smashes through Seagate's walls. The planeswalkers have no choice but to retreat as the city crumbles and the tide of Eldrazi envelops the former Zendikar stronghold. Alright, we lost anyway pretty much plot-wise, but at least that was actually a really nice stylish game overall. Oh, hello Kisu, great to see you. The second game already tonight and went actually really nice. So you also get a wave, and let's move to the next game in the Oath of the Gatewatch single player story mode campaign. The second game tonight was actually already pretty nice. So next one please. The failing of the Hedron trap was no accident. Hiding beneath Z-gate, the demon Ob Nixilis siphoned away the power of the Hedron to reignite his planeswalker spark. As said, the plots are like soap opera nowadays. After eons, he is finally free of his imprisonment, but he is not free of his rage. Yeah, yay, let's fight Ob Nixilis next. He seeks revenge against the nature mates who nearly spoiled his plans. It's time for the tables to turn. Right, Ob Nixilis. You are Ob Nixilis. Then it's a bit more stylish. We actually get to be Ob Nixilis instead of fighting them, so freed from your imprisonment, it's time to take your revenge on Nissa Vane. As said, the plots are pretty much kind of soap opera level. Alright, 3 land. Black Cat, most probably Kisu's favorite. We do have the Black Cat, and do remember Kisu at one point had the deck Black Cat Rat that had the single Black Cat and rats, so it was actually quite nice card. At least atmospheric, if not the most effective one ever, so indeed. Hello there, Ragabash. You also get a wave, of course. Great to see you also tonight. So let's indeed Black Cat Rat, to remember it well from a few years back. So let's see what the Black Cat does as today. So we have the Black Cat, we have Sulaport Cutthroat. Alright, pretty straightforward. We do have Murder, so we are able to get rid of creatures. And we do have Cruel Edict. Alright. We have land and we have something to play to start with, so let's try with this and see how we do. Nice to get to play a black deck. Has not been the case this far when I've been doing this game. Skite Leopard. It looks more like a saber-tooth really, but also it has some blades attached. Whenever land enters, alright, landfall, +1/+1. And we got Shifter of Skulls, Eldrazi, devoid. Whenever non-token creature you control dies, Eldrazi Sion. Alright. We have no 1-drops, but we are going to get at least a Black Cat in one turn, if nothing else, and or the Cutthroat. He's just chosen. Alright, put it in bottom of library instead. Yeah, that's kind of a far way to dig it out. More land. And we also drew Bloodgift Demon. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, target player draws a card and loses 1 life. Alright, that's pretty nice, though it's 5-drop only, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Alright, then it might be more useful to put this out first and then the Black Cat, so we get use from creatures dying. We could also make them sacrifice something with the Cruel Edict, but do think. Let's get this out first and then start possibly getting rid of some creatures. We can still take the damage for some time. And this was only until end of turn, yes, so not going to block yet. Let's see how next turns go. Hopefully some more land also. Alright, more basic land with the Borderland Ranger. Though they played in the wrong order because they get more land. It comes into hand, so doesn't matter. Alright. And we got Languish. -4/-4 until end of turn. Alright. More land, and then we can play either the Black Cat or we can destroy target creature for the sacrifice. Or play the Black Cat. Let's get the Black Cat out and block with it next so we get some effects. So I'm not going to attack, we are more still at least playing defensive. Right, so we have Black Cat and continue here. See if they still attack. Already 3 creatures, so let's thin that out a bit next turn. And was this any other use? Yeah, we can move live with that, but would be nice to get more creatures out further on instead of only just removing them. So let's block with the Black Cat here so we get some effects. Going down to 10 already, so need to see if we can improve the creature situation soon in either way. Choose an opponent, unsurprisingly, like it still asks you to choose an opponent, so it's self-evident. Giant spider, alright. They are getting creatures out comparatively well when we think that they have done quite a few 4-drops, so alright, Typhoid Rats, Murder, Cruel Edict. We can actually play both this and Cruel Edict, so let's start removing some creatures. Of course it's easiest for them to lose the leopard, but Cruel Edict please, let's see. Yeah, they got rid of the leopard. Attack, not really. Would be nice to get more land. Right, and now we can... This is Death Touch, so we will get rid of 1. And then we get some damage. If we block also with this, so... None of these boost, so it doesn't really in that respect matter which we block with the Death Toucher. The giant spider, of course, if we were to get something flying out, is more difficult in that respect. Then we can't do too much about that yet. So let's block also here, so we get more effects as we get rid of both, and at least took a bit less damage for once, and gained the life back also for both those. Right, another is chosen. More land, please. Nope. Craft. That's nice though. We do not have that many swamps, as we still have only 3, so kind of not very lucky with the lands. Kind of still would think that should save murder, but it's kind of getting rid of something that does a lot of damage anyway, because we can't take quite this much damage very long. So let's shoot one of those. Go to the bottom of the library, and then still more land, please. We are of course running out of time for that pretty soon, so might just be one of those rounds that have awful luck with the land, as more land would mean pretty different situation, as we could have gotten more things out. Right. Five, 4, ouch. And also return something from the graveyard, so alright, extra land. All creatures get -4/-4. That amounts to a board wipe for them, and that's probably exactly the thing we want now. There we go. They have quite a bit of Sacred Wolf, Hexproof. Right. Nice wolf. Though on the wrong side. Borderland Ranger, and they get even more land, so pretty quick fix for the board state on their side at least. Alright, and now we have resources for even carrier trowel. And this had generates the Sion token also, but we only get one of these two out again. This is of course better because it has much better stats, so play that and still hope for more land. Kind of land limited, really. But as they say, land is heavy, it gravitates towards the bottom of the deck, so now we get to block. We of course do not know if these cards are surprises in that respect, but let's take the 2/2 out, hopefully. Surprisingly, all mana open, no. Right, another giant spider. And Grazing Bladeheart, alright. And still more land, please. More typhoid rats. Now we get to play both creatures, so we have enough creatures to block everything. It's a nice start. Oh, hello there, Werewolf. Great to see you. You of course get a wave also. Welcome to the stream again, and it's always good to see you. Really appreciate the attention each time, so thank you for joining tonight. Right, so we kind of still are stabilizing the situation, but still would be nice to have more than 4 lands when the other has 8 and we have 4. It's pretty much a sign of that we are not doing that well. Now they probably won't attack because they would be just feeding us. Yes. Cruel Edict. Yes, please. Because there's nothing else we can play due to still not having enough land. We still have the really nice Bloodgift Demon waiting here, but no. We would need one more land and not getting it. So let's Cruel Edict there. Cruel Edict there. Rare. There we go. We have to sacrifice one creature. Attack. It's not really use attacking because we can't really take the damage. We have to get them to attack sooner or later, so we get to sacrifice creatures and get effect really. More land, yes. Finally we get the Bloodgift Demon out. And now we have more things to do. We also have the flyer demon out, and still we are not attacking, we are maintaining the board state. Otherwise the demon helps a lot, so this comes a bit late for us, so another giant spider, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't do enough damage. It can block the demon once, so alright, Timberback Wolf. 1/1 for each other creature you control named Timberback Wolf. Wolves and wolf packs. Fair enough. Bloodgift Demon. Unsurprisingly, we are now going to put cards into hand for them, but they also lose life, so more land, good. Now we can cast the Corrupt, and what would we like to damage for 6? It's kind of like we could either make sure the demon gets through with 5 and destroy the giant spider. It's probably best. Let's shoot the giant spider out. And we gained life that way, so. And certainly attack with the flyer, and otherwise we have enough blockers as a threat in standing, so we are kind of still making a comeback, let's see. And they certainly have a problem. It's chosen, yes, but it doesn't fly. We need practically 3 turns, so. Alright, they are at least getting quite a few creatures out, but we also now have 10 life and we have blockers, so. Unsurprisingly, they take damage and draw cards. More land, it's not very useful now because we have absolutely nothing. So, we still need. They will go down to 7, down to 6, so we still need 2 turns. 1 turn is not quite enough. Still not attacking, surprisingly. They would now have enough to try and start beating us down. So it's again more or less a 3 turn. Kind of surprising. Yeah, now all the land comes out. So we can again do 5 damage and we still need 1 turn more. At least. Because they keep gaining life from landfall, so it's kind of even more. They do have quite a few creatures out by now, so if they would attack with all, we would be in trouble in any case. And Borderland Ranger guarantees they get to play one land, so they actually gain life, so we are again some way back. Yep, now they attack, so we certainly block with everything possible. We can block something with this that will break. So only targeting the Blade Heart, as we get rid of that. Typhoid Rats takes the 3. Then is this keeping this any use? No, because it generates a Thrall and it can do 2 damage. So can we take something out? Yes. Mrs. Chosen. Then we have the other Blade Heart. That's again useful as it limits their ability to gain. And then do we take too much damage to even stay alive? We have 2. No, actually we might still be able to win. Let's see. Alright. Another Blood Gift Demon. If only we could give that haste. They still have 3 blockers out. We get the 5 for sure, which leaves them with 3. Then they have 3 blockers out, and we have 4 other creatures to attack with. And we can take 3 damage only, and we have 4 blockers. So we wouldn't, even with the 6 blockers, would be somewhat difficult. It's probably better to attack and reduce the potential attackers a bit also. It's hard to ensure that the 4-3 would get through though. So in that respect also we would need 1 turn more in any case, as we get 2 damage for free at upkeep, so let's not attack at all and see if we can stay alive. As we have potential for 10 damage flying next turn, so it's mostly up to staying alive now. 4-3, so we can get rid of any of these with that. Let's get that out. One of 2/2s would be coming through, so we certainly should block the 2/2 instead here. It's also here. Now we are taking 1/1s only. Let's go with that and see. Do we stay alive? Yes. And we have the 2. We have 10 damage flying coming in, so they have lost. Alright, more typhoid rats. And yes, Ob Nixilis wins. We made it. Very nice tactical game again. That game closed due to the huge land screw. Yeah, Berg, you're VIP. Alright, good night, Camu. And hello there also, Mr. Artiwolf again. Great to see you in the stream. You of course also get away. Really nice. Alright, and we actually won. That was really nice strategic slash tactic game. Tactic game, as that went really close, because we had like half the land of the enemy at any point, and we still pulled through. As usual with black, your life doesn't really matter, it's a resource. So we actually made a really good comeback there and actually fought a very well earned victory in that game. Probably the nicest game all over tactically yet that have played in this game altogether, counting also the previous session. That was really nice game. So Ob Nixilis indeed wins. Continue the plot. Victory is sweet and vengeance is even sweeter. Ob Nixilis captures not only Nissa but her planeswalker allies as they flee from Seagate, with his enemies shackled just as he had been shackled for so many years. Ob Nixilis exults in victory. Yeah, it was very nice fight with some black cards. So then it's time for third chapter here. The planeswalkers struggle in the demon's grasp. Just as their vision is going dark, a blaze of light appears. Yes, now Chandra, yeah, as guessed, because this is like the few planeswalkers and the plots are like soap opera. The pyromancer Chandra Nalar has said. She rushes to the aid of her fellow planeswalkers, ready to fight for Zendikar. We have like almost all the usual planeswalkers appearing. And now we apparently play Chandra, yes. Would have been nice to keep playing the demon again. Like, what is this hand? Almost all land, and then we have one frenzied goblin. Alright. And one gold stoker. That's kind of nice, the bigger elemental, but like too much land. Let's see. New cards, please. Alright, a bit less land. Really expensive creature. Wild guess. Alright, so more cards. Boulder salvos and burn. Right. Let's try with these. We at least have more than enough land. Right. And we have played almost an hour, so let's still play at least a few games before we finish for tonight. So let's keep these. We would otherwise go down to 6 and see how this works. This kind of not optimal, but we of course have another try if we need. Alright, and we know pretty well what Ob Nixilis has at their disposal, so there will be typhoid rats and hopefully not the demons. The blood gift demon is already kind of a big thing. Alright, brute strength. That's not very useful as we have no creature out. Then we have some burn. Wild guess. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. The Boulder salvo is currently kind of expensive, so let's discard that and draw 2 cards. So dig out for options a little. Alright, we got a goblin, so we will have a creature out soon-ish. Right, they got the typhoid rats only, so let's take some rats. There we go. And this we didn't see yet. Sky Scourer. Immediately they get something that flies. Unlike us. Alright. Land, good. And still we have another boulder. Right, frenzied goblin. Not much use yet boosting that because it can't attack yet. Alright, we get to cast only the search part of these. 4 damage to target creature. We can cast it for the search cost, and that's actually quite alright. So let's cast that and shoot. Do we want to shoot the flyer? Yeah, we certainly want to shoot the flyer. Buys us a bit of time. And they are not going to attack with the rats anymore, yes. Four damage to target creature, 2 damage to that creature's controller. Kind of waste of resources to use that on the typhoid rats. Here we could boost and then have 4 with trample. And that would deal with the two void rats, so let's use the goblin that way. And actually do think we can even make it unblockable if we utilize the effect next. So if we pay and make the two void rats unable to block, yes. So we do damage and keep everything. That was pretty good play. And take one from the rats, but we are ahead, so that's not too bad at all. Alright, Gravedigger. Yeah, it's mostly because it returns creatures from the graveyard, so kind of expensive for the 2/2 body it carries. And it returns the flyer. Oh well. You can later shoot it again. And we could again shoot a creature, but it's not use shooting the Gravedigger, as the Gravedigger digs only once, and that is when it comes into play. Yes, so we don't really want to do much. And attacking now is useless because there's a 2/2 waiting for us. Would be nice to draw more spells to play. Not blocking because it doesn't really help us, so no longer ahead, but it is what it is. Now we get to again shoot the flyer out of the sky next turn, if nothing else. Really? Oh well, let's shoot the flyer again. Alright, they are sacrificing it anyway, but that doesn't really matter because in any case it does the damage also to the controller. Oh, apparently not that we are attacking either. Still not blocking because it doesn't help us any. Kozilek's Translator. Avoid. Pay 1 life. Add colorless to your mana pool. Activate only once each turn. So the main matter here is the 3/5 body. Alright. We have only land in hand, so alright, 2 rounds of Valagut. Alright, search cost was paid. We actually can only, as we have no other spells, and we certainly have to play that, so we get some creature out. Now we do have a pretty big thing out, and this does only 3 damage, so we can actually even block that with the dragon. So we do have pretty good situation in that respect now that we got the dragon out. Destroy target creature. Oh well, they at least have to also sacrifice a creature themselves to pay for bone splinters. And we have still the 3/5 coming for us, so let's block now, as we do not have too many options to keep taking the 3 very long, so be the time to block. And now more spells needed. Alright, this can gain death touch is only 2-2. That's not too bad. Eight land and deal X damage. Yeah, that's nice, except we have no... Some multi-shot something would be nice. At least nicer. Let's take 5. And shoot the Kozilek translator, so we at least take less damage. Not the most interesting use. I would have wanted to shoot here, of course, but we really can't afford to. Alright, and Bloodgift Demon out, so we are not going to be troubling ourselves too long. Goblin Freerunner, yes, this is really... Time is now for Goblin Freerunner. Minis and nothing else interesting. Witness the end. Yes, that's true. We drew a land and lost it. Yep. We can block one, but doesn't help when the Bloodgift Demon directly does 5. So, another go. We really didn't get too many spells to play, so that was hard altogether to really get very far. You try. Yes, Ragabas, that was the case, that no valid target, so nothing happened. It depends a bit on the wording, whether it is so that the effect does as much as possible or that the whole effect fizzles. It depends on the wording a bit. In some cases, it's like if it has 2 clearly separate effects, then it does as much as it can. So it kind of depends. In this case, do believe it was conjugated by and, so it was like nothing happened because we had no target anymore as it was sacrificed from under us. That would be the understanding here. Right. For example, in turn, there are some cards that tell that you do this and gain 1 life or such, then you get the life anyway, even if the rest of the effect is unable to do anything anymore. Right, still not really a... We are getting really poor starting hands. Right, 3 land. Let's try with these. At least this is a bit better. stuck. Okay. Lightning bolt. Let's save that for now. And we don't really have that cheap drops. Let's just keep going and see how fast they get off the start. It's quite amusing that they had the series of cards Lightning Bolt is part of, which is the classical 3 for 1, and it was not very well understood back in the day that white got like 3 life for 1, blue got 3 cards for 1, and that is the infamous ancestral recall. It was not apparently totally understood how strong getting 3 cards is compared to even the Lightning Bolt getting 3 damage. Alright, the death touch type again. More land, and then we get a creature out ourselves also. Let's play that so we at least have a creature out. This has haste even. And they have no resources to do the death touch, so let's see if we can immediately trade those. Nope, didn't block. Fine. Can we trade damage? Alright, and the flyer. No land. Let's dig for options first. We already kind of saw this. We have no resources for yet, so let's get rid of one of these. And then we draw land. Nice. We get another one of these out. Paying search cost gives us some bonuses. Of course, we attack again and see if we can get to take something out. Yes, we get to take the flyer out. It was actually a good trade by far. Surprised that they did that. We could block, but we want to keep this around for now, so let's take the damage. Cruel Edict. Oh well, we didn't get to keep it around. Alright, we get more mana with this, so we do not currently really have any. Up other options with the extra than the goblin. And this is kind of still annoying, so let's lightning bolt it now. Gives us a bit more breathing room. Bloodgift Demon, even foil. Alright. We can't block it anyway. So it's kind of more or less the same to attack with all, as we simply can't block the flyer currently. Doesn't matter if they can't block with the demon. Let's do that anyway. Doesn't matter because they did block, but it doesn't matter too much as we can't keep the... Alright, they are taking themselves the damage for now. Could have kept the 3/3 out by preventing blocking at least for one turn, but would like one more land to play the dragon. Nope. Young Pyromancer. Right. Generates and has a pun. Immolation in the most sincere form of flattery. Alright. Not that much used to attack when they also have the 3/5 out. Right, more resources. Alright, that doesn't matter, so let's block here, as long as we prevent damage getting through, as we are taking 5 anyway, so it's one turn only left after this one. Unless we get the dragon out. Witness the end, yes. Kind of not very good thing. We have to get either rid of the land or the dragon. We do not know what we will draw. So it's pretty much the same to just exile. We have to exile both actually, so witness the end. Really nice. Still not really that many good spells to play. And more land. For the other futility of it, attack. And now the demon comes and hoofs our rare for 5, and that's it. Then another try is in order. Still not really good cards at all, kind of a slow start and not that much to play. It's one issue with MtG that you often, a lot depends on the shuffling you get, and it's not necessarily that great. Right, 1 hour 20, so one try more and then we CWV raid, as then we have done the usual 1.5 hours for tonight, and there will be of course more gaming tomorrow evening also, so let's then just try one more time and then CWV raid. Let's see if we have more luck this time, as two times we have had awful shuffle. Right, 3, then we have 2, 3 drop the apes, the dragon and Chandra's outrage. It's still really slow, like 3 drops, 3 land. Let's draw new cards once. Alright, not really that much better, but let's try with these. We at least certainly have land. Not a creature anytime soon. Haven't really liked this deck much this far. You'd immediately lightning bolt, but we don't really care for the rat. Would be waste of a perfectly good lightning bolt really to smite the typhoid rats. And the Death Toucher, alright, so we have even 2 Death Touchers for now. We certainly have land. Let's try to dig for options again. It's kind of like we do not do much with the boost a creature thing when we get no creatures out. Even more land. Really. And a goblin free runner. Alright. Alright. Would be nice to save the lightning bolt if they get the flyer out. We still have 1 or 2 turns for that. At least we are playing land per turn, so we soon get out these. If nothing else. Alright, another one of those. This has only 3 into the mana pool, and this is also 3 plus 1, so it's like we can't quite play them in a chain yet. Play this for the search cost actually. can still lightning bolt one of these out. Alright, that was an effective turn. Cruel Edict, yep. Sack the free runner. That's a solid 3-3. They still have resource to put the Death Touch out, so it's kind of one-way trip. Let's do it anyway. We have to clear the board a bit. Really wanting to use 4 damage to a creature into Typhoid Rats, so fortunately no mana burn nowadays in the rules, otherwise that would be quite harsh. Then you get 3 mana. Yeah, 3 damage. You couldn't use that, so right. Let's just take the rat for now. It's 1 damage, so we are not going to be hardly affected by that. Gravedigger, right. And they get to take, yeah, the Death Toucher back. And more land. We are having a lot of not luck with these. That doesn't have Death Touch, so we can get that out next turn. Still not going to shoot anything, but like more viable spells. Certainly not going to attack, kind of just hanging on. Only the rats attack, surprise, not going to block. Alright, and again the Death Toucher. And another. Alright, let's dig for options, like we don't really need even more land. Really. Would say that this hasn't been the luckiest deck ever with these tries. It's pretty much the same to attack now, as they have no resources to pay for the Death Touch, so we will take at least 1 creature out. They didn't block, so then we could shoot 1 creature for 4, but kind of almost pointless. one creature less, but it's anyway 6 damage. Witness the end, yes. Throw more land out. Awful luck this far. I keep getting more land. And surprise, we drew more land. 8 land. Now we can block, but we can't block enough as we have 1 life, so let's attack just as a gesture. So, push me over. Yeah, this one thinks that the deck either is really awful or has really bad luck. So that remains to be seen the next time, as we did quite a few nice games and then kind of stuck here currently, so pretty good session. Alright, and we are good to see who we raid, so at this point going to first, of course, thank you all for joining again tonight for some MtG, and hopefully you enjoyed. And there's more gaming to come tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Berg. Always happy to hear you. Appreciate. And indeed, more to come tomorrow gaming wise, and now do wish you all a good night and thank for watching. So we'll see who we raid and see tomorrow for more gaming. So let's check who we are going to raid tonight. Alright, Plasmic is playing Wolf Quest. Let's see about that. What they are actually up to. Alright, yes, it's very wolfy. Let's go for them. So let's go for them and see you tomorrow for more. Good night.